Hi. There is a lot going on in the world today, and one of those things is the boundary and appropriateness of how men are treating women or acting around women. And I've heard that a lot of people have questions about what that line is and what that looks like. And I was thinking about it because obviously, sometimes it is difficult to understand. So I wanted to put it into metaphors, and maybe that could help some people understand who may be right on that line of knowing what's appropriate and what's not. Okay, so I think one of the biggest things that we're misunderstanding, I think that having sex with somebody that is unconscious or unable to consent should be a clear line. And I'm not gonna go that far. I'm gonna hone in on that fine line, hitting on someone, catcalling that moment. Okay, here's how it goes. Hey, you're pretty. You're very pretty. Okay. Those deliveries come across to women positively, okay? It's just a fact. There's certain tone inflections that we recognize are coming from a kind place, or even if you wanted to ask us for coffee, that's cool too. You're very pretty, right? Okay, so there's one example. The next example, sorry if I don't nail it right away. I'm going to say it a few times. You're pretty. You're very pretty. Hey, girl. I'm making myself laugh. I'm sorry. This is not a laughing matter. Like, hey, girl. You're pretty. Okay. And there may be other ways, but hopefully you're getting where I'm going with this. So the difference between that is the tone, maybe the atmosphere, right? Like if you say it in a dark alley, that's fucking scary. That is scary. Don't ever hit on me in an alley. Wait until I get out there where it's public and maybe there's another human. If you were like, wow, you're so pretty. The inflection seems positive. The way we receive that is like, okay, thank you. Like, that's a nice thing for you to say. The other thing makes us feel like an object. Objectification. Now, why is that so bad? Right? You're a pretty thing. How could you be mad at someone catcalling you and saying something like that to you? Here is the thing. This is an object. This is an object. This is an object. Oh, this one's really good because I can use this. Okay, this is an object. So we just went from a human that you had compassion for, and maybe an idea that, like, I don't want to harm a human. I see that person as a human. I'm making a comment about that person. A friendly, kind comment. The other way that you say it, and this is not like learn how to say things so that you can get girls. No, I'm trying to spread the message of that fine line. Why some people get really like upset by what you may have said and you were trying to make it be positive. Suddenly, hey girl, you're pretty. This is what I feel like. This is what I feel like. This is what I think you think of me. I don't think you care if you crumple it up and put it in your pocket. I don't think you care about this ripping. I don't think you care about this getting wet. I don't think you care about this dropping on the floor. I don't think you give a fuck about this. Excuse my language. So now That is why women are afraid, because suddenly we are seen as this instead of this, and you may not have compassion or respect for this object. Now, I would never, as a person, throw this object or misuse it, or it doesn't matter, but we see what people are capable of doing to objects. We see what we have been through with people who have objectified us. And so that moment, even if you didn't mean to do it, or you were unaware of it, or you meant no harm, all of the sudden, we are brought down to believing that you think this of us. And that objects, this is nothing. I'm going to recycle this. It means nothing to me. I ripped it. I didn't cry. I folded it. Still didn't cry. I put it in my pocket. I threw it on the floor. I didn't care what I did with this. And that is frightening. That is so frightening. But if you think of me like this, you may have compassion. Most people in my life, thankfully, have been really nice or treated me well. Or at least acknowledged whether you liked me or not, you're still allowed to be a human even if you're not a human in my life because I don't really like you. So when you go out into the world, understand that each and every person walking or living creature is a living creature. And guys, I'm not saying you haven't been objectified, okay? From men or from women. But understand that most of us feel like men are stronger. And so when a woman objectifies a man, sometimes guys like, dang, that's flattering. And so then they turn it around when they do it to women. They're like, don't you like it when I just want to bring you to bed? No, I don't. Because you may be capable of doing that without my consent. Physically. So I really hope this clears the air. I don't want us to be walking on eggshells about everything. But I think this is a very sensitive, fine line. And women are not just things here for you, for your pleasure or entertainment. And this is what you make us feel like. And that's why we're afraid. How many times have you kicked a can or broken a branch off a tree or... That's what we're talking about. The fear of you believing we are an object for which you don't have humanly compassion for. So, venture into the world. Please share this video. Not for my popularity, for the message. Please. Let's get very clear on the understanding of what is right and what is wrong and why it's wrong. Because men are not being taught this properly, and so they don't know. So please go out into the world, see beings as real beings and creatures, treat them as such, recycle your paper, and understand that line. That's all we're asking. That's the biggest start. Please, the biggest start. Thank you. Love you all.